Hey there everyone, this is Michael Dougal, the Nootropic reviewer, and during this video you're going to learn about nootropics that will help you make more money. Of course, this would require you to be in some sort of job where your income is not limited and there's no ceiling on it. Of course, like a commission-based job, like I'm in real estate sales, and that's how I got interested in nootropics. I was looking for a way that I could be even more productive after already having a good foundation as far as exercise and nutrition, and I found some great nootropics that not only help me make more money, but also do it in less time. So these are the specific nootropics, and then I'll share with you the right dosages and some side effects that may potentially take place. The first being Noopept, then alpha-GPC, rhodiola rosea, and l-tyrosine. First, let's talk about Noopept. It's part of the racetam family. It's been said to be over 100 times more potent than paracetam. Paracetam being a very strong nootropic supplement, specifically for thinking, learning, planning skills. And it's been my experience that my memory's been much better when I'm taking paracetam. But how Noopept is specifically useful in this context of making more money is like, Noopept is one of the greatest things for execution because it makes you sharp, and at the same time it makes you more motivated. And that's really great because most of the nootropic supplements out there that are going to boost motivation are going to have side effects like anxiety or maybe a potential energy crash, kind of similar to caffeine, which we know boosts motivation. With Noopept, it's subtle, it's not that noticeable for most people, but with Noopept, it's super interesting because if you take it every single day and you have some sort of objective measure, whether that's sales, heck, even if you're a student, if you're tracking your grades, I would describe it to people like, I couldn't really tell if it was working, but all that I know is I'm making more money. Unfortunately, I'm very sensitive to nootropics, so whatever I was feeling, I did verify it afterwards from taking it for an extended period and then taking time off of it for an extended period. Like now I've been taking Noopept on and off, I can say for about 8 or 9 years, and what's been my experience is that when you ingest Noopept, you become very focused on your goals. It's like nothing else matters. It's just going to be disregarded, and this could make it pretty bad because it will make you neglect your social life. Maybe if you have particular hobbies that you enjoy, like watching sports, that's one for me. I had less interest in watching sports after starting ingesting Noopept because my goals were so top of mind all the time. So it's really that strong. It's a very potent supplement, so people take it in dosages of like 10 to 20 milligrams per serving. The way that I'm personally taking it now is by taking 10 milligrams 3 times a day. And it doesn't matter whether you take it in a fasted state or a fed state. Also, it is important though that you spread out the dosages because for most people, they do feel somewhat of a boost of focus for about 2 to 3 hours after ingesting Noopept. So there's a good chance that you should feel something working. It's not like you have to wait 7 to 10 days for you to start actually seeing something happening. No, you should be noticing that you're a bit sharper, you're a bit more quick-witted, and that your goals are top of mind. And something I personally like doing is taking it sublingually. So rather than take it in the pill form, if you have it in powder, of course you have to weigh it out, but just putting like 10 to 20 milligrams right under the tongue, leave it there for 30 seconds, you should feel somewhat energized. But it's a different energy than caffeine would give you. It's not like a physical pick-me-up, but it's like mental clearness, rejuvenation, feeling like your goals are top of mind and ready to crush it. And with Noopept, it's important that you do take some time off. So something like taking 4 weeks on, followed by 1 week off is okay, or even like shorter durations, like 3 weeks on, followed by 1 week off, something like that is good because there has been an experience when I took a lot of Noopept. I was taking it every single day for probably for about 3 to 4 months, and what I had noticed was that when I came off of Noopept, I was in a slightly worse mood. Again, it wasn't anything crazy, but specifically that my recall wasn't as strong. And what happened was during conversations, I would have to take a little bit more time than usual to think of whatever I wanted to say. And some of the common side effects with Noopept include brain fog, but for most people, the main side effect is that you will neglect your social life and anything outside of work, which maybe is a good thing, provided that you have some balance and you understand that eventually you have to kind of get back to those relationships and like fix up anything that was messed up during the time when you were so focused. The next nootropic supplement is alpha-GPC. This is a form of choline, choline being a very important nutrient for overall brain health. It's actually found in egg yolks, and it covers all kinds of area related to cognition, from executive function, from memory, from planning skills, from execution. Choline is just like a must for you to be able to efficiently drive that engine. And so choline supplementation is really key for boosting your productivity. It's typically found in 100 to 200 milligram capsules, like Nootropics Depot has it at 150 milligrams, which is a great serving size. And so you want to think of alpha-GPC kind of like refueling yourself, refilling your batteries, because what happens is as you go about the day, we expend mental energy. There's a big cognitive load on us. We're remembering anything which happened prior, and so we're not able to be as resourceful. So what happens is as you consume something like alpha-GPC, not exaggerating, makes you more clear-minded and therefore makes you more effective. And there's a lot of research showing that alpha-GPC is a very effective supplement for boosting cognition. There's even a study showing that it can help with motivation levels as well. And as of lately especially, alpha-GPC is being introduced into more and more pre-workout products as there is a growing body of research showing that alpha-GPC may actually help you with your endurance and help you more with your workouts. And And a common question people ask is, can I just consume my choline through egg yolks? And the answer is probably not, because 2/3 of the choline content is actually removed from the egg yolk after cooking it. There are a couple of other options for choline supplementation, like choline bitartrate or CDP choline, but it's been my experience from using all three of them that alpha GPC is far more effective, and alpha GPC also goes really well with other nootropic supplements. And the way that I'm taking alpha GPC kind of depends on the day, but most days I'm taking 150 milligram capsules for 3 servings a day. Once in the morning, again at 2 o'clock p.m., and then again maybe at 6 o'clock p.m. It doesn't keep you up at night like caffeine would, and it doesn't matter whether you take it in a fasted state or a fed state. But I would be careful about taking excessive amounts of alpha GPC. I've seen some products that have like 400 to 500 milligrams of alpha GPC just per serving, and then some individuals may have even more alpha GPC on top of that. And I would be careful about that, because there is some research showing that alpha GPC can potentially result in having a higher likelihood of strokes. But this is light research at best, and a lot of people have actually used alpha GPC long term and not seen any negative consequences with it. I've been using alpha GPC probably about 7 years now, and I feel great. And I also use a bit more alpha GPC on some days, let's say when I'm working longer, maybe I'm traveling. I just notice that I feel mentally clearer and I feel more motivated to get my job done. I personally don't experience any side effects, but some individuals experience a bit of brain fog, a bit of sadness, kind of similar to Noopept. And if that is the case, then you can look at some of the other choline options. But something that I really enjoy about alpha GPC, and what makes me know that it's working, is that I'm much more articulate. My verbal fluency is on point, and when I stop taking alpha GPC, I just notice like my memory, specifically in conversations, it's not as smooth, and I like the fact that it definitely motivates me. And I'm really happy to say I haven't experienced withdrawals, and I don't experience withdrawals when I take time off of alpha GPC, but it's really even not that necessary to take time off. I think something like taking 2 months on followed by 1 week off should be okay for you. The next nootropic supplement is rhodiola rosea. This is different because this is an adaptogen. It's a compound that is going to help you relieve stress and help you to build your capacity to take on more stress, and you having more energy, so you're less likely to be fatigued. So I don't think like rhodiola rosea is necessarily going to make you any smarter, make you sharper, but what it's going to allow you to do is going to make you be able to work effectively for much more longer during the day. Like let's say if you typically get tired after 7 or 8 hours of intense work, I think rhodiola rosea could give you a good 2 or 3 extra hours, no exaggeration. It's a herbal supplement, and there's a lot of research supporting just how effective it is for all things fatigue, not only mental fatigue, but specifically physical fatigue. So when you ingest rhodiola rosea, what it feels like is a nap in a pill. Don't take that 15-minute nap. Take your rhodiola rosea instead, something like 500 milligrams. You're going to notice the pick-me-up. You're going to be in a better mood. You're going to be optimistic all of a sudden. You're going to forget about that negative thing that just happened before. So what happens is, for that reason, a lot of people don't take rhodiola rosea first thing in the morning, although you can. I personally prefer taking it in the afternoon. Why? It's because of the fact that it's a nootropic supplement that's going to fight off fatigue. So you don't really need that first thing in the morning unless maybe you're a bit jet lagged or you haven't had proper sleep. So how I'm personally taking rhodiola rosea is once at 2 o'clock p.m., again at 6 o'clock p.m. I'm taking 500 milligrams per serving size. Some people take 300 milligrams. That's okay as well. And if you were to take any more, I don't see any need to take over 500 milligrams per serving. But what you can consider doing, let's say if it's an exceptionally long workday, is you can spread out your rhodiola rosea through the day. Because again, every time you ingest it, it's like you're a bit more clear-minded, a bit more happier, a bit more productive. It doesn't matter whether you take it in a fasted state or you take it in a fed state. I actually notice better results when I'm taking it in a fasted state. And I have tried a lot of herbal supplements specifically for reducing stress. But the issue with most of them is that they have the side effect of decreasing motivation. With rhodiola rosea, though it's herbal, I don't notice that happening whatsoever. I think it somewhat boosts motivation because it gives you that energy boost that you need. And side effects, sometimes if you ingest a bit too much rhodiola rosea, you can have slight anxiety just because it's slightly stimulating, but I mean, that rarely happens. I think for most individuals, the only concern they may have is that it may not work for them. It's not the strongest supplement, but from my experience, I find it pretty strong. And the next nootropic supplement is l-tyrosine. L-tyrosine is an amino acid that's found in chicken breast. It's also found in turkey breast, it's found in egg whites, but the magic happens when you take L-tyrosine free form, if you take it by itself, specifically in a fasted state, or at least 2 hours after your last meal. See, when you take L-tyrosine by itself, you're going to notice more energy, you're going to notice more motivation, you're going to notice a strong boost of concentration. I'm telling you, you will get things done and you will be able to avoid distractions. So this is one of the only nootropic supplements, that same motivation boost that you get from caffeine, you get with L-tyrosine. So a nice way in which I like taking it is, let's say it's the end of the day and I need a little bit of a pick-me-up just to help me get through that 1 hour of work that I'm dreading, I would use something like l-tyrosine instead of caffeine, because caffeine, we're running the risk of it affecting our sleep quality. Though with l-tyrosine, you don't have to be as concerned. So I would ingest some l-tyrosine, I would bang out like a good 90 minutes of work, and that's how long l-tyrosine typically lasts for, maybe 90 to 120 minutes. And there's a lot of research backing just how effective l-tyrosine is when it comes to stress. I remember even seeing a study where they gave it to astronauts and they were able to perform better. Though with like rhodiola rosea, I see that kind of different, and like it just clears your mind. Though with l-tyrosine, it's like it relieves you of stress but makes you motivated at the same time, because what it does is it works on the neurotransmitter dopamine and actually boosts dopamine levels. And dopamine is that neurotransmitter which is going to be responsible for you to have the motivation to actually go and execute tasks. There's also good research showing that l-tyrosine can not only help you with workouts but can actually help you to burn more fat during your workout. Something that I personally like doing is I like combining caffeine along with l-tyrosine prior to working out. I notice I can work out longer, I can hit PRs, and that's one of the reasons why you'll actually find l-tyrosine in a lot of pre-workout supplements. As a matter of fact, that's how I found l-tyrosine. I was using a pre-workout product that I really enjoyed, and then I went and deconstructed the pre-workout formula and found that it was l-tyrosine doing most of the magic. So for me, I'm taking 1 gram of l-tyrosine pre-workout in the morning, and then not every day, but when I need that boost of motivation or focus, I'll take 750 milligrams, let's say around 5 o'clock p.m. One of the reasons people don't see results with l-tyrosine is they only consume it with the meal. So if you really want to notice it working, specifically save it for those times when you're fasted. Or one of my favorites is when you're in like a really hungry state, maybe you're irritable and you need some sort of energy. L-tyrosine is the perfect supplement for those scenarios. Side effects you should watch out for, a little bit similar to caffeine, is a little bit of anxiety, but the difference is with caffeine, like you have this kind of predictable energy boost along with the crash afterwards. With l-tyrosine, it's like it boosts energy, it boosts motivation. At the same time, it boosts anxiety just slightly, but you still have the motivation to be able to perform. And if this is really an issue with you with l-tyrosine, I would consider reducing the dose. Like a lot of people can get away by just taking like 300 to 500 milligrams of l-tyrosine, or switch up the brand. For example, I noticed pretty bad experiences taking l-tyrosine in the powder form, and then I switched to capsules and I feel a lot better. And is it okay to combine all these 4 nootropic supplements at once? From my experience, I think it's okay. I would only use the l-tyrosine if I wanted that pick-me-up, so in a lot of cases I wouldn't. So the way that I personally prefer pairing nootropics together is I'll try one supplement for an extended period of time, then I'll stop taking that one, then I'll try another supplement for an extended period of time, make sure that I respond well to that one too, and then afterwards I may combine them together. So that's the approach that I would take if you had interest in combining all 4 of them. Again, I don't recommend you do so. I recommend you talk to your general practitioner first. What other nootropic supplement would you add to this stack? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to click subscribe and drop a like for this video if you did enjoy it. And if you want to chat with me one-on-one, you can do so on Patreon or send me a direct message on Instagram, and visit our Discord server. It has a 24/7 chat room so we can answer questions in a time-sensitive fashion. I thank you for your interest in nootropics and look forward to seeing you next time.